Good morning, everybody. This is Chuck, and welcome to your morning drive. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. We're actually going to have fall here shortly in Tennessee, or at least a couple of days before it turns into winter. It's going to be 90 today. By the end of the week, the highs will be in the 60s. Woohoo, love Tennessee. But my topic today is, what's the difference between being afraid and being prepared? I had a friend just recently make a comment to me that apparently my friend said, you must be scared of everything. And it sort of surprised me because I'm like, no, I don't think I'm afraid of anything. Except if I'm dying, I don't want to die. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Then I asked my friend, I said, what are you talking about? And they told me, well, you always have the doors in your car locked, whether it's at the house or I'm in it going down the road. I always have the doors to my house locked, and I have a carry permit. So I thought about that, and I'm thinking, well, how does that make me afraid? Well, if you weren't afraid of somebody messing with you doing something, you wouldn't keep everything locked all the time, especially like when I'm in my car. And I thought, okay, there's the major difference between their mindset and my mindset. Their mindset is they're doing the things like that, or I do things like that because I'm afraid of something happening. My mindset is I'm doing something like that to give myself some extra time to react if someone does try to do something. I mean, let's look at two scenarios here. I mean, apparently just the last couple of days, there's an elderly lady who got carjacked. Okay. Yeah, I do ride my windows down a fair amount, so that would make it easier for somebody to carjack me. But if the doors are locked, that adds a couple of seconds them trying to get to me. So, here's the two scenarios. One, I'm driving down the road. Let's say, just for this scenario, I have my windows up, but I have my door locked. I stop at an intersection, and somebody jumps up, and they try to open the door. Okay, and then in this scenario, door's unlocked. So they come up, they open my door, and then they're right in here on me with a gun or a knife or whatever, hitting me, whatever they want to do. They throw me out, and they take my vehicle. Or worst case, they hurt me some way, shoot me, stab me, hit me, throw me out of my own vehicle, steal my vehicle. So I'm hurt, I'm laying on the road, and I've lost my vehicle. Okay, and even though I would have had my gun on me, I might not have had a chance to try to get to it. Now, second scenario, my door's locked, I pull up to an intersection, somebody tries to open my door. Well, the first thing that's going to happen is if somebody tries to open my door, I'm going to go for my pistol. So unless they've got a gun staring at me through this window, getting ready to shoot me, I'm going to get my pistol out if somebody tries to get in my car. So even if they go to bust the window, say they don't have a gun, they go to bust the window or anything else, I've got a few seconds to react. I've got a few seconds to get to my weapon to protect myself. Same way at my house. My wife, when I first met her, she never locked her doors to the house, never locked her doors to the car. And I told her, I said, look, our bedroom's at the far end of the house, yes, so it's down the hallway. So it takes, if somebody's in a hurry, it would take a few seconds to time they come in the front door to get to our bedroom. I said, but if the door's unlocked, they quietly open it. The next thing I know, they're sitting there staring at me in my bedroom before I can do anything. I said, but if the door's locked, they're going to have to make some noise to come into my house somehow. That's going to alert me that something's going on, and I'm going to be prepared. Once again, giving me a few seconds more to react. And my friend said also, well, it just seems like you're scared too because you have cameras at your house. He said, you even have cameras in your house. I'm like, yeah, think about it. I have cameras outside my house so I can see what's going on. I want to see who's at my front door, at my back door, anywhere around my house. And they said, well, I understand that, but why is there ones in your house? I said, okay, I've got one in the basement that watches anybody come up from the basement to the upstairs. And I got one upstairs watching down the hallway going towards my bedroom. So if somebody does get in the house, I can look at the camera and see if they're coming to my bedroom. Once again, giving me more time to prepare for anything that can happen. I'm really not scared. Something happens. I'm not really worried about it, but I'm prepared for it. I look at it and I told him, I said, it's just like having a fire extinguisher. make sort of plans of what you want to do if there's ever a fire in your home. You know where your fire extinguisher is at. You know how to get to it. You know how to use it. And you hope to never have to. I said, that's the same way with carrying a gun. It's something I went through a lot of trouble to be able to do. You know, I mean, you have to go through a class. You have to be accepted by the state, be fingerprinted, background check, whole 9 yards. I went through all that to be able to do that. And it's not because I'm afraid, but it's because I want to be prepared for something that could happen. So, you know, it's just a whole mindset, whether you're afraid of everything going on in the world or if you're preparing for anything that could happen. Just like with the fire extinguisher. You prepare for something that could happen. When you have kids, you have an evacuation plan in your home if there is a fire or something, so in case something does happen. And, you know, this is another thing going along with this that I was taught several years ago by a wonderful man named Pete Mills, 10th degree black belt, Ishinaru karate. I took karate with him off and on for years. Wonderful man, dedicated to helping people protect themselves. And he'll tell you, you know, even if you have to defend yourself, you're probably going to get hurt, but if you know how to defend yourself and you're prepared for it, you might not get as hurt as bad. That makes sense. But one thing he taught me years ago, it's the same thing my dad taught me about driving, the same principle. You just don't drive or go through your life looking right off the end of your hood, right at the road, right at the front of your car. You look up, you're looking around, you check the mirrors, you're looking behind yourself. Those same principles for driving needs to go for your life. I'm not scanning my environment all the time, watching what's happening because I'm afraid of what's going to happen. It's because if something does happen, I want to be prepared for it. Like if I'm driving right off the end of my hood, and I'm just looking down the road like I'm doing now, I can sort of see there's cars up ahead of me and everything, but if something suddenly happens, I'm going to miss it. Like somebody suddenly swerves, something flies off a car, somebody suddenly hits their brakes, I'm going to have to look up and then see what's happening and then react to it. Whereas now I'm looking out ahead. I'm not only watching in front of my vehicle, I'm watching way up ahead all the vehicles. You know, I check my mirrors every now and then, both sides of what's going on around me. So if something crazy does happen, I got a few more seconds to prepare for it. Not being afraid of what could happen, but being prepared for what could happen. Major, major difference. I mean, I don't want anything bad to happen. I don't want to be involved in a wreck. I don't want to have somebody carjack me. So I stay aware of my surroundings. Good example of this. Me and my present wife had went to Walmart. And as we're coming out, it's like, I see these dudes in the parking lot, and you can tell they're eyeing each other, so they're obviously together, but sort of scattered out in the parking lot, and they're not moving what you see normally, just heading back to their cars or coming into the store. They're sort of going erratically, cutting through cars. So, I mean, it stands out if you're watching your surroundings. That's not normal. So, I'm not scared. I'm just thinking, that doesn't look right. Well, we're about the only ones coming out of the store at this point. We're heading to our car, and one of the dudes starts to approach me and ask me something. And I see from scanning my environment, the other dudes are sort of starting to change their courses and head in the same general area. I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem right to me. So I tell the one guy, and he keeps coming. I said, whoa, stop. You're invading my personal space, and you're worrying me with your actions. You need to stop right there. Don't get any closer to me. Well, he continued to move forward a little bit, and I took more of a defensive stance, put my wife behind me. And I guess he realized that I was preparing for what was getting ready to happen, and he stops coming forward. And at the same time, the other people stop moving. So I realized at this point, obviously they are together, and this could be a bad situation. So I tell my wife, let's go back in the store. Which is a smart thing to do, because the store was closer than our car. So we go back in the store, and at that point I alert the manager and say, hey, you got some people messing people out in the parking lot. And by the time we walk back outside, of course they are gone. But just imagine how differently that scenario could have went if I wasn't paying attention, or I let this guy come up and start talking to me, and all his buddies getting around me. There's no telling what could have happened. And it wasn't because I was afraid of what could have happened. I was avoiding what was going to happen. I didn't want it to happen. So I tell everybody all the time, really, oh sorry, my allergies are killing me this morning. I keep having to rub my nose. Really watch your surroundings, especially in parking lots, especially if you're a woman and you're by yourself. Really, watch around when you're going to your vehicle. And even a guy, if something doesn't seem right, go back in the store wherever he's at or whatever. Talk to security, says something just doesn't feel right. I need somebody to walk me to my car. They might think you're a chicken shit, but you're still going to be safe and you're not by yourself going to your vehicle. So I would never worry about being made to look stupid or made to feel like a chicken just because you don't want something to happen to you. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, man. And I know there's people out there that would do that to you, but don't let them do you that way. Just in your own mind thinking, I'm keeping myself from possibly being hurt, killed, kidnapped, robbed, whatever. So, like I mentioned in this whole video, there's a large difference between being afraid and being prepared. I mean, me and my wife at our house, we've actually, I've watched a lot of videos and stuff about, personal protection, home protection. I've been in karate for years. I went to, got my carry permit. Luckily, my father-in-law is a retired police officer, so I went through some tactical drills and things to do with him. I've been lucky in the fact that throughout my life, I've been around people that have been in my life to help me learn how to react. Just like the camera in my house watching the hallway. I want to know exactly what's going on if I think somebody's coming, they've got into my house and they're coming towards my room. We even went through drills when all three of our kids were at home. What are we going to do if there's a home invasion? We told the kids what to do, how to react. Because, in a situation like that, I'd have to be real careful because it would be harder to defend my family, especially with my weapon, if I didn't know exactly where the kids were at. So their safety was extremely important to me. I didn't want to have to worry about, well, are they behind this right over here? Are they over here? Could they be here? Could they run out the hallway? I knew what was going to happen if something happened. So we were real lucky in the fact that nothing like that ever happened, which I'm very thankful that we've never had a home invasion, and I hope that we never do. But we were prepared for it. We did the same thing with fire. We're like, okay, if there's a fire, you smell smoke, your door's hot, you go out the window, you go here, you do this, here's the fire extinguishers, here's what you do, here's what you don't do. I mean, we didn't just go over, just one scenario. We went over a little bit of everything. And we worked with our kids on this so they'd know what to do. If strangers come to the door, how to act, especially if we weren't home. Someone calls, start asking you questions about your parents, especially if we're not home. I mean, we went through all this. It's not called being scared, it's called being prepared. So, just like that's why people learn CPR, to be prepared. That's why you learn the Heimlich maneuver, to be prepared. So, just really watch after yourself, think about things going on. And at times you might be scared of what's happening, but you're not scared when you're preparing for it or thinking of things to do. You're being prepared. And I know I've said that probably way too many times this morning, but I want everybody to realize you can save yourself a lot of heartache by thinking things out ahead of time. Especially like having emergency numbers, having contacts for your kids if you're not there who they need to call, or or at what point they need to call 911. It's not planning out your life; it's preparing for life. The way I look at it. But that's just my thoughts for the day. Hope everybody has a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later.